Hi YouTube, my name is Kangmi June and welcome back to my channel. I am sorry that I have not posted videos in a very long while. I have no excuses, but I came back with a very big topic that should be discussed about churches, and it's the creepypasta. Like, I have been to not many churches, but enough to know that this is a behavior that I have seen and is somehow become normalized in churches. How is it in a church? It is normal for a pastor to go around asking the young girls and the ladies in the church, like young adults, whether they're still virgins, whether they have boyfriends. Those are very private conversations, private information that should not be shared explicitly in churches, because you feel the need to show how holy these girls are, and if not, somehow throw shade and little jabs right at them. I have been to one church that stood out to me concerning the thing. I remember it had only been a month or a month and a week me being there, and the pastor decided to be like, which one of you ladies here is a virgin? And mind you, the girls, they were like 16, 15, 16, 15-year olds, and then jump to 18, 19, 20-year olds. And one of the girls, they had already given birth to a child. So we raise up our hands, and the other girls do not. And then it's like, yeah, this is what I like to see. This is like it should be normalized in churches where girls have not opened their legs. His very specific words would be bavula imilenze, babekhombisa ngabafana. So I was like, at the time I was like, yeah, okay, I'm keeping myself pure and stuff like that. Until he decided to go and be like, when you don't listen, you'll have a child, you get pregnant. When you don't listen, the baby dad is not gonna be there to take care of you or your child. And then I realized something. The lady who's sitting right next to me looks down. She looks ashamed, embarrassed even to be at the church, in church. And he's like, he keeps going, saying all these things. And then I realized he's talking about her. After church, I talked to my mom, and she's like, oh, I also noticed she looked down and how people were subtly looking at her. And I was like, so this person's busy talking, he's busy throwing shade at her because she got pregnant. And she's back at church. She was genuinely she was happy to be back. She was happy to be singing, to be part of the community. And it turns out that they were not, I don't know what they expected her to be or what to do because of pregnant man. And I noticed that this is a normal thing that he does. And then another time when we had a June 16th youth conference, he's like, this guy to come on church, and it's like, which one of you here are virgins? And that guy's very creepy, by the way, ne? So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna raise up my hand for this one, but I did, ne? But subtly, so that he didn't notice me, and he creeped the hell out of me. And you know, when he realized there were many of us, and then there were quite a few, you know, when you can feel someone's got this creepy, heavy behavior, like aura. I don't understand what was going on. I was so worried. And then I was like, what do I do? And then he goes to make I can't even say in Shumaye, like, what kind of preaching was that? It was so uncomfortable, weird. I genuinely felt he was doing such things because he knew parents are not present for youth conference. No one was there to be like, to give him that look that would make him stop what he's doing and stop how he's talking. And by the way, his pants are tight. Fast forward for a year, don't go there. Fast forward last week, I realized that I was watching a YouTube video and this lady was talking about in her race that girls are supposed to be pure and whatever. And then I had a chat with my cousin about purity, and she's like, purity culture is toxic. How is it that because I use patagate, I should get more respect compared to someone who did not wait before marriage? And then it got me thinking about this thing, the pastor has to know if you guys are virgins. And the second part of this is, Clothing. Why is it a boy can come to church in tight pants? No one is going to lecture him. No one is going to tell him about his pants, how tight they are. If anything, that would be an issue is the length. That's the only thing that would be an issue. Length of the clothing. But as a girl, you come to church. I remember the first day I came, this grandma sitting at the back, fussing on my waist. Ne? She's like, oh, it's inappropriate in church. I didn't know that's an inappropriate clothing in church, because when I watch people go to church, they wear dresses, tight dresses. So I wore something like that with a jacket on top. And then she mentions to be like, when after church, she's like, we don't want to distract the pastor. Huh? We don't want to distract our brother. I understand when it comes to men in the church when they have first left, when they're dealing with lust and trying to leave it. When you say pastor, Pastor, how long have you been preaching the word for you to be something that people should think about? Oh, we don't want him to lose focus when preaching. And then I was like, you know what, it's okay. But I was so creeped out. What would he be looking at? I'm a child. Okay, I remember that time, 13, turning 14. So like, I'm creeped out by that. But I'm like, you know what, no. Or it was 14, 10, 15, but I was still creeped out because I know I'm a child. I am one. So the fact that you'd be looking at me like that, just because I look grown does not excuse my age. Okay? I'm like, okay, fine. And then it comes to be a few months before we decide to leave the church as the entire family. A girl comes to church. She's wearing, when I was wearing like a tight dress that just highlights my silhouette. That girl, it was so tight. It was highlighting everything. Looked very exposed at church. Hey, I realized something. No one stood up to go and fuss something around her waist. That offended me on very high levels, because this one is much older than me. She's dressed in this particular way, but no one has come to tell her, oh, this dressing of yours is inappropriate. Oh, can I please wrap this around your waist? Instead, one of the guy I told you about who was creepy. Instead, everyone ignored it. The girls and I in the church, we looked at each other. Looked at the girl, looked at the lady who likes wrapping things around girls' waists. Nothing, instead just smiling. What happened to pastor will not be able to focus? This is inappropriate in the house of the Lord. You know, majority of the time they like using pastor will not be able to focus. Not dressing inappropriately in the house of the Lord. And I was like, what is going on here? What is going on in these churches? What is this normalized thing that pastors have to feel the right to be asking us if we're virgins? Pastors have to feel the right to be asking us if we kept ourselves pure, or if I have your business. It's my live in their house, okay? You, as a random man who does not know me, it's like I've been in your church for like a few weeks, like 3 Sundays, and then you feel the right to be like, oh, girls, you don't sleep around like this. Girls who've dated are very whatever, When have I ever heard you saying very specific things about boys who are dating? Never. Even if there aren't any boys in churches, there's this double standard that girls need to be kept pure. Girls need to keep themselves pure. But the boys will be boys, Boys have friends. Girls have friends too. I had to realize this over and over and over again, and it disturbed me because I genuinely don't understand how is this a normalized behavior in churches. Until I went to visit my cousin, and she's like, oh girl, hey, at this church people are dating there. I'm like, boys, they are busy with the girls in the church. Help me understand, Woody, how is this like a normal thing? How is this a thing that is normalized in every church that we should be asking girls if you're a virgin? But if it's a boy, it's accepted, it's somehow normalized that he isn't one. And then you say it and bypassing, okay, yeah, you should keep yourself pure. But as a girl, you need to enforce those rules. You need to be very firm on it. If we talk about the Bible, and in the Bible, God speaks against fornication. And fornication goes both ways. Man and female. He does not go and say girls this, girls that, girls this. And when you read in the Bible, you can read that these laws were enforced on girls more than were they on boys. God made laws concerning it. It be on both ways, because in the Bible, majority of the problems that had arisen concerning fornication or women, it was because people did not abstain from fornication. Example 1. I don't remember this man's name, but in the Bible, this man had 3 sons. This lady was married to the, let's say, the first or third son. I'll write it here which one it was. First son is like, I don't want to have a child now. He decides to do what? Pull out. He dies. Second one's like, nah, I'm not gonna be sleeping with my brother's wife or marry her or even have children without. He doesn't do it. He dies. Third one's like, no, this lady has been with 2 of my brothers. I don't want to. But we will focus on that. The fact that these 3 brothers were like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to be with this woman. Okay, I'm young. I'm still fresh. I want to live my life. Okay, so fine. He goes. He dies. The man of the house is like, once my wife and I have another child, you will marry that child, the boy child. They have the child. The man, it takes them up some time. They have the child. The man loves the child, and then he's like, I don't want my child to get married to such an old woman. Okay, so he decides that to do what? No, the lady is, I don't know why she didn't just go home and decide not to get married, but she's like stressed out. So she decides to do what? To confront her father-in-law. She dresses him to the side of the road and sits there. The father-in-law, he is a married man, by the way, decides to do what? Go to the lady and say, please, I beg you, I would love to sleep with you. He assumes she's a prostitute. Had he not fornicated? Fornication, of course, it is saying sex before marriage, but just the whole intent of sleeping with another woman who is not your wife. He slept with her, she got pregnant, and then she comes to expose herself to be like, oh hey, remember that you were supposed to give me your first child, a child that you already have now and that you did not, so yeah, I'm pregnant with your child. Had this man decided to, I don't know why, because we say to women keep their legs closed, but had he decided to, I don't know, stick his thing where it should not be stuck in, none of this would have happened. It wasn't. This could have been an avoided thing. The fact that this man found it okay to go and do this. And let us focus on another thing. When in the Bible they talk about cheating, they say the man and the woman who has cheated, they should be dragged out to the outside the gates of the community and stoned to death. And time again, I would notice the woman. And then when it came to the time where they brought a lady who was caught cheating, they brought her to Jesus, trap him in some type of sort of way to be like, oh, this man you guys are praising is like this and like this and like this and like that. So Jesus is like, okay, you guys, you feel like that? Let the first person who has not sinned today, the first person who has not sinned today again, be the first one to cast stone on her. And let us focus on the specific part. Where is the man she cheated on her husband with? She is one. We don't hear about the man. Instead, everyone walks off and not throws the stone at her. And this woman is so amazed and shocked that he should have judged her. He should have been like, you're a cheater, you're a cheater. Instead, he was like, no. Let the first person who has not sinned cast a stone on her. Where is the man she cheated with? There's this weird double standard that people have placed long before, and we cannot say it's because of God. We cannot, because in the Bible, God says that He gives us choices, and people have made a choice to blame women. And how was it normalized for you to come into church and come and ask me about my virginity? It's none of your business. It's none of your business if I'm keeping myself pure or not. You're not God. You're not special, and this should not be a normalized thing in churches for the people to come and ask you, "You're pure. You're not. You're pure." It's none of your business. It is none of your business. If this person if keeping pure makes this person more holy, it is none of your business. If it doesn't, it is none of your business. You are not God. God has written instructions and scripture.